I am not in the best of moods today. I suffer from migraines, and I have the only migraine today. I'm sure it's due to the lack of eating food, and I have to figure out a way how to get this liquid diet to the point where I'm eating a good enough calorie, because I only had about less than 700 calories yesterday, and I just feel like I feel like I look. Nah, I really don't care. I forgot lipstick on. Yeah, that's really all I have for you today. I went to sleep super early yesterday. I just felt weak. Yeah. I hope everybody has a good day. Or depending what time you're watching this, good evening, good night. And I'll talk to you all later. Okay, bye. Good morning, everybody. Today is day 5 on liquid diet. It's been rough. I'm not gonna lie. It's been very rough for me. It's funny because I realize now how much I depended on eating and how much I really didn't pay attention to what I was eating. And the reason I say that is because, not that I'm having cravings, but every day I'll say, oh, I could have ate this, or I would have ate that, or this, that, or the other. And maybe it's just because I'm going through a liquid diet and I can't eat anything. Now, I started last week, Thursday, and I did very well on Thursday. On Friday, I was horrible, and that's why I haven't been recording much, because I just felt very negative about the whole liquid diet, and I felt that I didn't want to express my negativity to anyone watching this or make anyone feel hopeless or down. If they're starting it, it's just your personal willpower, I would say. Now, I was so tired on Friday. It made me so weak. And I'm thinking because I wasn't taking enough calories in. And that's kind of hard to do when you're on a liquid diet, because my surgeon's plan is that I have to drink 6 to 7 bottles of the Slim Fast. I have a hard time getting 2 down. So it's really thick, and I can't substitute. Now, I can substitute for Ensure or Boost, and I don't like either. So, it just depends on your surgeon's recommendation. Now, I'm going to be totally honest here. On Friday, when I got out of work, I was feeling so crappy, and I've been taking my multivitamin, and multivitamins are enriched with iron. And if you don't know, iron makes you so irregular. It's just ridiculous. You just can't go. And some people tolerate iron better than others. I'm anemic, and I don't tolerate iron very well. And now that the multivitamin is in my system, I think I've been taking it for a good 3 weeks now. I've just been so irregular, so irregular. TMI, right? I don't know. So I haven't taken it in the last 2 days, and I'm gonna tell you why. I would rather not eat anything, anything, than be constipated. worst feeling. I know I need to up my water, and I got this bottle from Amazon. Let's see if I could show it. It tells you like at what times to drink water, and you're supposed to drink 2 of these. So it'll tell you at 12 p.m. to refill it. So it goes by every hour how much you should be drinking. And I think that's gonna help me a lot. I normally drink a lot of water while I'm home, but I think being on the liquid diet and being on vitamins and to train myself in general, I just need to start practicing with the whole water situation right now, because I need to get myself regular. I was questioning myself with this whole diet or rather not the diet, but the surgery, because I was like, I just can't be irregular. I can't tolerate it. I was having such bad side gas pains, and it was just so frustrating to me. But I'm gonna be totally honest. Like, I don't know what I'm gonna name this video, but I have partial video from Monday, literally maybe a 10-minute, not even 5-minute clip, and I was just like, I can't do this. I didn't post it because it was so small, but I think I'm gonna put it either in the beginning of the video or the end of the video. And I mean, it's just the mind play here is just phenomenal. It's just like, wow. When people tell you it's more of a mind game than hunger, because to be totally honest, the liquids, the Slim Fast kept me full, or kept my tummy full, but I just, and they say, you crave crunch, you crave consistent texture in your mouth, and it's been a struggle. On Friday I had a migraine at work. Wow. So I went home on Friday and I went straight to bed because I was weak, I was tired, I just couldn't, right? So I text my husband, and my husband's totally supportive of this procedure. I text my husband, and now he's on Insure. He's not having the surgery, but he's, want to be supportive, so he's going to try to do a diet with me. So I text him and I tell him, I won't be mad if you bring me a Big Mac. I'm not a Big Mac fan. I don't eat Big Mac. That's just what I wanted at that time. So I text him, I went back to sleep. And then when he got home, like an hour and a half later, oh my God. Like, he opened the door, and once he opened the door and I saw he had a McDonald's bag in the hand, it was like, oh. I was like, what the heck is my problem? But I'm going to tell you that on Friday, which was day 2 for me, I sat at that dinner table and I ate a good amount of that Big Mac. I did. And a few fries. Now, when I went to work on Monday and I told everyone, because of course I'm going to fess up, I'm not going to lie about it. They were like, oh, did you feel guilty about it? Did you feel bad? Did you feel like you couldn't do what you needed to do? And I was like, absolutely not. I sat there and enjoyed my Big Mac. I sat there and, yeah, that ish was good. But it helped me. And I'm going to tell you why. It helped me get my mind straight. And then I started better on Saturday. And I was able to continue on Sunday and on Monday. But now here comes Monday, and I'm just so irregular, right? And it's so weird because in the past, when I've been irregular, like, I automatically know what to do, what to eat. I normally would eat a cheeseburger. It sounds so gross, but the cheese and the meat and the greasiness of it, what have you. So obviously, I'm not gonna do that. I haven't been able to do that. The one thing I would suggest is, I lost my mind. The one thing I would suggest is to, sorry, I caught up, it went blank. So on Saturday, this past Saturday, my surgeon requires that all of his patients have a class with with the hospital. Now, I thought it was a nutritional class. I mean, and somewhat it was, but it's more like, I'm sorry, I have such an itch in my nose. It's more like a what to expect after surgery. And I'm gonna tell you guys, hopefully your surgeon has something like that with the hospital, or just something in general that they have, because it's an eye-opener. Like, you think that you're going to have this procedure, and you see everybody go through and post videos, everybody go through and post videos about, you know, their surgery, but I don't think that they go in detail of what to expect after your surgery. And now I know that you can't put everything like on a video as to what to expect, and everybody is different, but just a general consensus of what to expect while you're in the hospital. So they can go steps by step from registration process to going back to surgery. And one of my questions was, do they insert a Foley catheter? Now, a Foley catheter is something that they put inside of you so you're able to pee and drain during the surgery. And I know that's a weird question for anyone to ask in general, but in my case, I work in the hospital, and I have a really big problem of one of my co-workers doing that, right? So they said they do it in the OR, and hopefully none of the people I know will be inside the OR, aside from the surgeon, of course. But then they go over the process after the surgery. So once you get out of surgery and you're out of recovery, they take you to your room. They have you walk automatically, which is fine. The next day after surgery, now my surgeon requires that you spend 2 nights in the hospital. So the next day after surgery, they discontinue your pain machine, and they give you medication, oral pain medication. But the one thing I was a little concerned about was that they give you an injection in the stomach. Fine, give me an injection in the stomach. I mean, go for it. My concern is that now, the injection in your stomach is so that you don't develop any blood clots. And I don't know if, obviously, all surgeons do that. You know, everyone is different. But my surgeon orders it. So then they tell you, this lady tells you that you're gonna go home with these needles to inject yourself every day. Like, and then that's where my mind went blank, because I don't even know if it's like for a whole month or a whole week. I'm thinking it's a whole week. I was like, what? Now, I'm not afraid of needles. I'm not, because when I was pregnant with my daughter, for starting at 16 weeks all the way to 38 weeks, I had to inject myself in the leg with, I forgot what it was. It was a medication so that the lining of my uterus wouldn't thin out. And I did that. Now, I will tell you, I had a scare one time, and I hit a vein, and that was like the worst thing. My leg was purple for like a week. So my thing is that I'm gonna inject myself in the stomach after having stomach surgery and being bruised on your stomach, and I'm like, okay, I wasn't mentally prepared for that at all. Like, when I tell you at all. So after that is like I kind of lost focus of the rest of the class, but they did, go over what they'll have you eating or drinking, and then they go over, at all the stages of what you should eat and drink going forward. Then they touched on the medication or the vitamins that you're gonna have to take for the rest of your life. Now, in one of my other videos, I mentioned that it's a big commitment. You have to take your vitamins and drink your water and eat how you're supposed to, or else you'll become deficient and you have much more problems. But she went into great details in the vitamin deficiencies, all the way to the point that when you become deficient in certain vitamins, you could the deficiency becomes irreversible. So for instance, one of the vitamins she said that is like you need to make sure that you take is vitamin B. Now, what they did say is that vitamin B does not absorb in pill form. The only 3 ways it is absorbed is sublingual, which is when you put a little pill under your tongue and it dissolves, 2, injection in your arm, or 3, through sniffing it. That's where she lost me. I was like, you sniff B12? I was like, how do you sniff B12? So they had this girl sitting in the class, and I honestly thought that she was like somebody who was there who's gonna tell her story that had the surgery, because she was super thin. I was like, okay, that's cool, she's gonna tell her story, blah blah. But no, she was actually a representative of a vitamin company, or not so much a vitamin company, a pharmaceutical company that sends you all the vitamins in the mail. So one of the things were the inhaler for B12. So I was kind of sitting there weighing my options. I said, do I want to go out and buy all these vitamins and get the injection once a month, or do I want to inhale the thing, I think it was every day or once a week. The inhaler was once a week, I believe. And I was trying to sit there and weigh my options. I knew that I when something's mandatory, like I'm very I'm complacent to when I have to go somewhere. So for instance, like for years and years I've been trying to get my degree, and I was trying to go to the school, and it just totally failure. I completed my degree online, and it was the best thing ever. I got my bachelor's completely online, and so I know what works for me is not to have to go anywhere. And I don't know if that's like a part of being lazy or just hectic life, right? She said, just fill out the paperwork and we'll see if it's approved by the insurance, because the insurance has to approve if you can have this delivery system. So I filled it out, and I'm waiting on the information to that, and I'll give you an update on it whenever I hear back. And then what else I learned in the class? They just go over so much information. I got a packet. I can go over that packet at a later date if you guys want. But I think that's it for now. I'm on my way to work. Super late for me. It's 7:55. She'll be there in about 10 minutes, but I normally get to work about 7:30. And like I said, this liquid diet is just kicking my butt, and I'm just constantly tired. Now, and a lot of people ask how long you should stay out of work, or do you get to stay out of work. My surgeon allows 4 weeks, only because you cannot lift anything heavier than 10 pounds. Anything, either, if you want to go back earlier than that, then he gives you the option to go back to work, but with restrictions. Again, not very complacent person. I know that if I go back to work, my job requires that I at least lift 50 pounds. Like, that's the requirement. But I don't do anything. Like, I'm not a mover of things at work. So, I mean, it's just, there may be times where I have to lift a box of paper, and I know somebody will help me with that. But the main reason I took the four weeks off is because I want to be able to have that time to train myself on having this tool, to train myself in eating and knowing what works for me and what doesn't work for me. And the fact that I know I would be so tired, and I have to be 100% for my staff. That's just me. I have to be there, available for them, be able to jump in when needed, when the workload's high, and that's just how I am. And I know that if I go back to work, I'm gonna do what's ever needed, and the job that my employees do is sitting down, but it requires moving. We deal with patients and things, and we may need to push a wheelchair on occasion. So I just took the whole 4 weeks off just to reset my brain. I feel it'll be good because, like I said, I live a very hectic life. I am going for my master's, and it's 7 of us at home. And no, I don't have 7 children. I have 4 children, 2 older, 2 younger. So I'm dealing with all stages of life, right? And I have a grandson. So my oldest son is in the Navy, and my eldest daughter lives at home with us with her son. Then I have a 13-year-old son and a 4-year-old daughter, and my grandson's 2. I think I said 1, but I meant to say 2. So everybody has to deal with life, right? So my recommendation, my suggestion is that if you can, excuse me, take the time, because you're definitely gonna need it. Now, some people worry about, how would they get paid? This procedure is covered under the Family Medical Leave Act, which is FMLA or FEMLA, whichever way you say it. And for me, there's a 1-week waiting period, meaning for 1 week I won't get paid. Now, if you have PTO or paid time off, you can use your PTO for that 1 week off, and then the rest of the weeks is paid under the Family Medical Leave Act. Because I've been with my company for 9 years, I'll get paid at a rate of 80%. When I had my daughter, was I getting paid at 80%? Yes. When I I know at one stage in my career, between year 1 and 5, I had to go out and they only paid you at 60%, but your company has options like if you want to pick up the other percent and pay for it. I always suggest that anything that your company offers that is not covered, like, take it, because you never know when you're gonna need it, and it doesn't cost much. So and I'm digressing here, but for instance, like, I have they have a lawyer program, right, where if you need a lawyer, you'll get the services of a lawyer either free or at a certain rate per hour. And I've been paying it for years, $3 and some cents each paycheck. And I almost considered getting rid of it at one point. And it was like, oh, I never know when I'm gonna need it. And I've needed it already 3 times. First time was to do a medical living will and an advance directive for my son when he was going to the Navy. That was that free? No, I think I paid $150 because it was special. Then I needed it when my older son wanted to change his last name, and then we utilized it again when my husband adopted my older son who's in the Navy. So it's a good program. Anything that your company offers that they don't cover themselves, I would look into it. I'm not an insurance expert or anything like that, but it's worked for me. My company even offers pet insurance, and I've taken it on that. Yeah. So I think I'm gonna end this video now. I'll probably check in with you when I go to work, when I get to work or drink my first meal. I'm just gonna have a Slim Fast. Oh yeah, I meant to bring my Premier Protein, I forgot, but I'm just gonna have a Slim Fast, so I probably won't videotape too much on that. If not, I'll see you when I get home, and show you all what I'm having for my liquid dinner. Thank you so much, everybody. Oh, and I also have a tip when I get home, because for those who likes creamers, there's a sugar-free creamer, and we'll talk about that. For now, bye everybody. Have a good one. Have a good day. It's Tuesday. Bye. Hi everybody. So it's the end of my day at work, and I'm headed home. It's been a rough one for me again. I never thought anything like this would be so hard, but I guess that prepares you for after surgery, right? So when I got to work, I had a Slim Fast, and I drank water. I filled my water bottle and I drank water. I also had was it a Powerade? I think it was a Powerade Zero. And I had what did I have? A pudding, sugar-free pudding. I don't have many options because I can't really have broth at work. Just no good way to heat it up at work. So suffices to say that I have a migraine, extremely tired, and I'm glad the day's over. I feel like I'm a whiny person right now, and that's just not me or my character. And I guess I'm putting, my body into shock. And one good thing that happened today was that somebody I work with complimented me on my weight loss, and that felt really good, to have somebody notice your progress was really good. But the one thing that gets me a little aggravated is that I'm in management, and I guess you can say second in command at my job, and my director is off at another facility assisting them for this week, and that makes me in charge for this week. And I don't want to say that it's been rough, it's just my focus is not where I want it to be. There's things I need to do before I go out on leave next week, and like, I don't feel mentally right, and I need to get myself right because my staff depend on me, and obviously I'm there for them when they have questions or anything like that, but I'm just really tired. Really, really tired. So I'm looking forward to going home and having some decaf tea, or rather decaf coffee with sugar-free creamer. Hopefully some of this headache will go away. I'm probably gonna lay down for a little while until my husband gets home. And I've had this cramp in my leg from my calf to my foot that's been a little insane, but I don't want to discourage anybody. Everybody has their own reactions to the liquid diet, and I'm just not taking enough calories. There's just so much of a slim fast that I can drink, and that's on my diet plan. But good thing is that, you know, surgery is next week. I'm a little nervous, you know. Any type of surgery is nerve-wracking, right? But yeah, anybody going through the liquid diet, or who have gone through the liquid diet, how are you holding up? You know, how did you hold up? Did you have my same issues? Please leave me a comment below. I would really appreciate to know everybody's interactions or reactions, or if you have any suggestions for me, I would appreciate that too, because like I said, I'm struggling, and ready for surgery and for the rest of my life, right? Yeah, so I'll try to check in with you all when I get home. My plan is to have a vegetable soup, which is on my clear liquids. If not, thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you for watching my video. Please, you guys, I'm a very, very small channel, so if you like my content, please subscribe. Or if you have any suggestions for what you would like to see more of, or something you don't like, you know, constructive criticism is always well received. So if I don't get back to you tonight, everybody have a good day. Please subscribe, hit the notification button so you know when I'm posting. And yeah, have a good one every day. Every day. I'm hungry. Have a good one, everybody. Bye.